युहुन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः ईत्तिश्चापि नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अद्य विजयदशमी दिनं विद्यारम्भः इति सामान्यतः व्यवहारः क्रियते। सरस्वतीवन्दनपूर्वकम् अद्य कक्ष्यायाः प्रारम्भः क्रियते। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। दोर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिः स्फटिकमणिमयीम् अक्षमालां दधाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि चषकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासाकुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना। You might have studied a few verses which are in praise of Saraswati on various occasions. Today I thought I'll start with a verse which may not be familiar to most of you, I guess. This Bhaskaracharya, who was in 12th century a great mathematician and astronomer, he has composed a beautiful verse in praise of Saraswati. So in the Leelavati course we saw a beautiful verse in praise of Ganesha. So we had a feast of the verse through Aradhana also. But now I am going to sing a verse which is in praise of Saraswati, not like Aradhana, but in my own way of chanting the verse. So we will see the beauty of the verse, and since it is Vijayadashami day, so it may be a good idea to start with that verse. Let me render the verse, you can repeat it. Siddhim sadhyamupaiti.
Siddhim sadhyamupaiti. Siddhim sadhyamupaiti.
Yat smaranataha.
Yat smaranataha. Yat smaranataha.
Kshipram prasadat tatha.
Kshipram prasadat tatha.
Kshipram prasadat tatha. Yasyahaschitrapada. Yasyahaschitrapada svalankritiralam. 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 Yasyahaschitrapada svalankritiralam. Yasyaschitrapada svalankritiralam. Yasyaschitrapada svalankritiralam. Lalitya Leelavati. Lalitya Leelavati. Lalitya Leelavati. Nrityanti mukharangageva. Nrityanti mukharangageva. Nrityanti mukharangageva. Kritinam syat bharati bharati. Kritinam syat bharati bharati. कृतीनां स्याद्भारती भारती तं ताञ्च प्रणिपत्य गोलममलम् तं ताञ्च प्रणिपत्य गोलममलम् तं ताञ्च प्रणिपत्य गोलममलम् बालावबोधं ब्रुवे बालावबोधं ब्रुवे बालावबोधं ब्रुवे. This is a verse which appears at the beginning of Golapada. Golapada of the text Siddhanta Shiromani. Bhaskaracharya has written a major text called Siddhanta Shiromani on astronomy. It has two major parts. One is called Ganita Pada, the other is called Golapada. As you can see towards the end of the verse, Golam Amalam Bruve. Amalam Golam Bruve. So that is what he says. So that is the end of the verse. But the rest of the verse you find a beautiful description of Saraswati and what he desires from Saraswati. So this is what we desire from Saraswati. He starts with Siddhim Sadhyamupaiti. This itself is this phrase itself. What I mean is this phrase Siddhim Sadhyamupaiti teaches a very important lesson. Usually when you commence a work, you use those words which are really pleasing and which we seek for. If you look at the grammar, Vriddhihi, so that is how it begins with. Vriddhihi means growth, which is auspicious. Similarly, Siddhihi means success, so which is what all of us seek for in various domains. So therefore you commence the work with auspicious words. So Mangaladini Mangalantani is what people say. Okay. So Mangala Adini means you start with. Similarly, Atha is also a Mangala Vachaka Shabda. Omkarascha Atha Shabdascha Dvaveto Brahmanah Pura Kantham Bhitva Viniryato Tasman Mangalika Ubhav. Both Om and Atha are considered as Mangala Vachaka Shabda. Similarly, Vriddhi, Siddhi, etc. are Mangala Vachaka Shabdas. Therefore, he commences with this Siddhim Sadhyamupaiti. Sadhyam Siddhimupaiti. That is how you have to understand. So Sadhyam is something which you set as target for you. Okay, Sadhya means something which has to be achieved, which has to be proved. So in Nyaya Shastra, that which is to be proved is called as Sadhya, and through which you prove is called Hetu. Normally in common parlance, Sadhyam means that which is to be achieved. So you keep a certain target and the target is called Sadhyam. So it is obviously you keep something as a target only when that is desirable. So it is Abhishtam. That is how one understands Sadhyam. Siddhim Sadhyamupaiti. Suppose you are cooking. So the food has to be delicious. So that is what is the target ultimately. Okay. At least it has to be edible. So Siddhim Sadhyamupaiti. So Sadhyam Siddhimupaiti. Siddhimupaiti means Siddhim Prapnoti. Upaiti is a word, Upayeti. Upayeti means Samipe. So it brings towards you. Okay. What does it bring towards you? Siddhim. Siddhim Sadhyamupaiti. What brings him? So that's where he says, Yat smaranataha kshipram prasadat. Yat prasadat kshipram. So by whose grace very quickly. by whose grace very quickly the success comes towards you. So this is a certain indication of there is no vighna. After all, when we take a certain undertaking, so there are vighnas which hamper, and therefore we are unable to proceed whatever happens. So this first part is indicative of Ganesha's prasada. So that is not explicitly stated, but Saraswati is explicitly stated in the later part. Yat smaranataha kshipram prasadat tatha. Similarly, is a beautiful description in a poetic way. Yasyaschitrapadasvalankritiralam lalitya lilavati nrityanti mukharangageva kritinam syat bharati. So this is where in second and third quarters of the verse he beautifully describes something. The word Bharati is indicative of Saraswati. So here he has used the word Bharati twice. Syad Bharati, Bharati. So Bharati means Vani. Bharati also means Saraswati. Okay. So Vani, in fact, Vani Rama Sevita is a phrase which he uses. So Vani also refers to Saraswati. Vani refers to speech. Okay. She is the Devata of speech. So therefore he is using the word Bharati, Bharati. What does Bhaskaracharya pray here and what does he describe? Yasyas chitrapada svalankritiralam lalitya lilavati nrityanti mukharangageva. The word Ranga means stage. Okay, Nritya Sthanam is called Ranga. Okay, so Ranga is the stage where people perform. Mukharangageva. Okay. Mukhaveva Rangaha. Okay, so that Bharati is dancing in the stage of my Mukha. So that is the description. Nrityanti Bharati Mukharangageva. For whom? Kritinam. Kritinam. Kritinam can be understood in two ways. Kritinam, in general, one can understand this as Vidusham. Those who write, those who compose, those who are gifted. So Kritihi. See, Kritinam, those who compose Kritis can also be considered as Kritinaha. The other way you can understand Kritinaha is those who have done good deeds. Okay, so those who have done good deeds, so they are blessed with that kind of extraordinary skills, and therefore Kritinaha also means Punyakritaha. Okay, so Kritinam Mukharangageva, dancing. Vidusham Mukharangaga iva Esha Bharati Nrityanti. So dancing. How does she dance? So that's where he says Yasyas Chitrapada. So Chitrapada, so means, so she is coming out of your words with beautiful steps. After all, a dancer should have wonderful steps. And in terms of the kriti that he is doing, beautiful words should come out. Brilliant words which have alliteration. Yasyas Chitrapada Svalankritihi. Svalankritihi. So here once again has a double yantandri. So in terms of Nartaki, she has to have beautiful garments. Okay. So and various kinds of ornaments. So Svalankritihi. So Svalankritihi. Recently I was seeing, there was some clip was sent to me, some link. I just clicked that link. The dancer had skills. Of course, she has picked up skills. I would not comment on the skills. But it was not Swalankriti. See, nowadays, unfortunately, so I thought that at least music tradition, dance tradition, they maintain this tradition. So, but that girl, I mean, had created her own dress for dancing on the stage. It was really vikara. I could not bear that sight. Anyway, see, that garment actually brings in beauty. What is the point in exposing your organs while dancing? That is there. All cinemas, all things have. Why do it in Bharatanatyam? That's a shame. Anyway. So, swalang kritiralam yasyas chitrapada swalang kritiralam swalang kritihi. So, here, when it comes to the kavya, beautiful figures of speech have to come. Swalang kritiralam lalitya lilavati. So, lalitya lilavati means the steps that she puts should be really, really graceful, really catching your heart. And in terms of the work that you compose, it should have lalita pada. As soon as you hear, so you should be cherishing that. You should be able to get the meaning. So getting the meaning is one aspect, and madhurya, etc. are certain qualities which they describe in Sahitya. So that should be filled with it. So lalityameva leela, lalitya leela. So lalitya leelavati. So this is all going to that Bharati. You understand? So that Saraswati in the form of Vani, may she dance in my tongue. Okay. Yasyas chitrapada swalankritiralam lalitya leelavati nrityanti mukharangageva kritinam syat bharati bharati. So what is he saying? So through whose grace you will be able to have success, through whose grace you will be able to have. So whose grace means that nrityanti ya bharati, by whose grace. Tam tancha pranipatye. Last quarter he says, tam pranipatye. Tam here refers to that Vighneshwara. Tam refers to that Saraswati. Tam tancha pranipatye golam amalam balavabodham bruve. So I composed this gola. Balavabodha means for the purpose of even those who are novices to this. Balavabodham bruve. Let me read the verse once more. Siddhim sadhyamupaiti yat smaranataha kshipram prasadat tatha yasyas chitrapada swalankritiralam lalitya lilavati nrityanti mukharangageva kritinam syat bharati bharati tantancha pranipatya golamamalam balavabodham bruve. So this is how. So this is what we basically pray to even Saraswati. So may she, after all, so it is the Saraswati who plays in the tongue, and whatever comes out of the tongue is what makes you also. Okay. So this is all through the grace of that Saraswati. So we all pray that may that Saraswati so stay in our tongues and bless us. Okay. So with this verse, let us start. I am also reminded of when I heard this Saundara Lahari's shloka. I was reminded of Prashna in Prashnottara Malika, Prashnottara Ratna Malika. So when I heard this verse, along with the explanation of Aradhana, so I was reminded of this Prashna. Ka kalpalata loke. What is the answer? Sachishyaya arpita vidya. See, so ka kalpalata loke. What is like wish yielding tree in this world? Sachishyaya arpita vidya. Knowledge which was transmitted to her. Sachishya. See, so that is what is kalpalata. Okay, so this is very important. So, in fact, this is called as pratipatti karma in the Upanishads. I was reminded of my father's guru. That is how first time I heard this pratipatti karma. So I went to learn a little bit of Nyaya Shastra from my father's teacher. He is called S.R. Krishnamurti Shastrigal, Shirvamani Krishnamurti Shastrigal. My father is also Krishnamurti Shastrigal. His guru was also Krishnamurti Shastrigal. So once he was telling me one day, so suddenly he felt like saying, "Hey, நீ பிரதிபத்தி கர்மா கேட்டிருக்கியோ?" இல்லை எனக்கு தெரியாது. So then he was saying, இல்லை அங்கே உபநிஷத்தில் இருக்கு, இது என்னன்னு கேட்டா, when you have a feeling that so you may have to depart from this world, so then he said, so the Upanishad says that you have to transmit the knowledge that you have already gained, so that knowledge actually gets transmitted from generation to generation. So you are saying pratipatti karma. So na ipo pandrathu pratipatti karma. He was what I am doing is a pratipatti karma. He was 84, 85, something like that. So I was reminded of the Sachishyaya arpita vidya. So it is very important. Okay. And in fact, this is what. So the other day, even Justice Sri Krishna was sharing a verse, I think during the Guru Purnima day. I had not read that verse. So that is a very beautiful verse from Harsha Charita. Naishadha. See, Adhiti bodha charana pracharanihi dashaschatasraf pranayam upadhibhi. After that. Chaturdashatvam kritavan kutasvayam navedmi vidyasu chaturdashasvayam. This is again a very beautiful verse. So why I am saying this? This is something which we need to know. Today, Vijayadashmi, we have to take some sankalpa. See, adhitihi bodhaha acharanam pracharanam. So these are very important stages. Very, very important stages in the learning process. Of course, the entire life one has to dedicate for learning, so it never stops. But the way the poet has put is very beautiful. Adhitihi means adhyayanam. So adhyayanam is technically defined as Gurumukhocharana Anucharanam. Adhyayanam means Gurumukhocharana Anucharana. So that is how the knowledge was transmitted. After all, when you learn singing, so she has to do, you have to listen and you have to repeat. Similarly, when you want to learn Veda, the Guru has to say, you have to listen, you have to repeat. So Ucharanam Anu Ucharanam. So this is Adhyayanam. So adhitihi means adhyayanam, first stage. Okay. Bodhaha, the next stage. So the first stage itself is avoided by some people by cutting the classes. The second stage is bodhaha. See, bodhaha means a thorough understanding of what you have learnt. See, a thorough understanding of what you have learnt. Bodhaha. Okay. So bodhaha, so that is the second stage. So dasha means stage. The first stage is adhitihi, The second stage is bodha. Third stage is also extremely important. Acharanam. So leading a life. So practicing what you have learnt. Okay. So this is what is acharanam. So ang purvaka charadhatu. Okay. So this is acharanam. So practice. Then the fourth stage is pracharanam. Pracharanam is making efforts to spread this knowledge. What reminded me was this word pratipatti karma is this pracharanam. So pracharanam is sharing it so that it spreads. Adhiti bodha charana pracharanaihi. So through these four stages, so this is basically a description of this nala. Okay. Adhiti bodha acharana pracharanaihi dashaha chatasraha pranayan upadhibhihi. So these are called as upadhis. Okay. So upadhi is a technical term. Let me not get into that now. So these four upadhis having created four stages of learning. Okay. So adhitihi bodhaha acharanam pracharanam. Adhiti bodha charana pracharanaihi dashas chatasraha dashaha pranayan upadhibhihi. Chaturdashatvam kritavan kutasvayam. This is where the punch is. So Chaturdashatvam is a word which can be understood in two ways. So that is where the Shlesha Alankara comes in, the poet. Chaturdashatvam means, so having four stages is one meaning. Okay. The other meaning is Chaturdasha refers to 14. The number 14 is Chaturdasha. So Chaturdashatvam means, so like Gotvam. So that is already there in Chaturdasha. Okay. As Gotvam is there in Gohu, similarly Chaturdashatvam is there in Chaturdasha. These Chaturdasha are 14 Vidyasthanas generally. Purana, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Dharma, Shastranga, Mishritaha. Vedasthanani Vidyanam Dharmasya Chaturdasha is the verse. Purana, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Dharma, Shastra. There are four things. Anga refers to 6 Angas. Okay, 10. Purana, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Dharma, Shastranga, Mishritaha, Vedaha. They are 4 in number. So therefore you get 14. Sthanani Vidyanam Dharmasya cha. So this is again a very, very important phrase. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because this verse actually conveys a very, very important point. So Dharmasya cha Chaturdasha, not merely knowledge. Okay. So these 14 are Vedasthanani Vidyanam Dharmasya cha. So both Dharma and Vidya are residing in this. It means a Vidya without Dharma is meaningless. Okay. So Vidya without Dharma is baseless, meaningless. So that is what is conveyed by the verse itself. Dharmasya cha Chaturdasha Vedasthanani. Now this 14 Vidyasthanas, so this king has mastered. So in this context this is said, so in all these 14 Vidyasthanas he has created these 4 stages for him. What does it mean? He has learnt well, he has understood well, he is practicing, and now he is sharing it, okay, with others. Okay. So Chaturdashatvam kritavan kutasvayam. So this kutasvayam is the poetic usage. Why did this fellow create Chaturdashatvam? It is already there. In 14, Chaturdashatvam is already there. See, you have to do something which is not there. So this Chaturdashatvam, which is already there in Chaturdasha, it is like Gotvam is already there in Gauhu. Okay. So Chaturdashatvam is already there in Chaturdasha Vidya. But this fellow has created Chaturdashatvam. This Chaturdashatvam means, so in these 4 stages, Chaturdashatvam Kritavan Kutasvayam Navedmi Vidyasu Chaturdashasvayam. Chaturdashasu I am. I don't know why he created Chaturdashatvam. This is a poetic way of saying. So all that essentially comes down to this Vedanta which we are studying now. So now Adhiti, Bodha is happening. So then what has to happen is this Acharanam. So through the grace of Shankara Bhagavad Pada and Saraswati, may all of us be blessed with this Acharanam and Pracharanam. Okay. So having said that, so let us get into this Shatashloki verses. So since it is Vijayadashami, I thought I just start with the Saraswati Vandana. So we can do Saraswati Vandana. So since we are not doing it in government organizations. Okay. Okay. So now we were in 81. Okay. So let us start from 77. भित्यारोदित्यनेन प्रवदति हसति श्लाघते नूनमस्मात् स्वप्नेऽप्यङ्गेऽनुबन्धम् त्यजति न सहसा मूर्च्छितेऽप्यन्तरात्मा पूर्वं येऽनुभूताः तनुयुवति हयौ व्याघ्रदेशादयोऽर्थाः तत्संस्कारस्वरूपात् सृजति पुनरमून् श्रित्य संस्कारदेहम् सन्धौ जाग्रत्सुषुप्त्योः अनुभवविदिता स्वाप्न्यवस्था द्वितीया तत्रात्मज्योतिरास्ते पुरुषैः समाकृष्य सर्वेन्द्रियाणि संवेश्य स्थूलदेहम् समुचितशयने स्वीयभासान्तरात्मा पश्यन् संस्काररूपान् अभिमतविषयान् याति कुत्रापि तद्वत् रक्षन् प्राणैः कुलायम् निजशयनगतम् श्वासमात्रावशेषैः मा भूतप्रेतकल्पाकृतिकमिति पुनः सारमेयादिभक्ष्यम् स्वप्ने स्वीयप्रभावात् सृजति हयरथान् निम्नगाः पल्वलानि क्रीडास्थानान्यनेकान्यपि सुहृदबला पुत्रमित्रानुकारान् मातङ्गव्याघ्रदस्यु द्विषदुरगकपीन् कुत्रचित् प्रेयसीभिः क्रीडन्नास्ते हसन् वा विहरति कुहचित् मृष्टमश्नाति चान्नम् म्लेच्छत्वम् प्राप्तवानस्म्यहमिति कुहचित् शङ्कितः स्वीयलोकात् आस्ते व्याघ्रादिभीत्या प्रचलति कुहचित् रोदिति ग्रस्यमानः यो यो दृग्गोचरोऽर्थः भवति स तथा तद्गतात्मस्वरूपा विज्ञानोत्पद्यमानः स्फुरति ननु यथा शुक्तिका ज्ञानहेतुः रौप्याभासो मृषैव स्फुरति च किरणा ज्ञानतोऽम्भो भुजङ्गः रज्ज्वज्ञानान्निमेषम् सुखभयकृदतो दृष्टसृष्टम् किलेदम् मायाध्यासाश्रयेण
मायाध्यासाश्रयेण
प्रविततमखिलम् यन्मया तेन मत्स्थान्येतान्यतेषु नाहम् यन्मया तेन मत्स्थान्येतान्यतेषु नाहम्
यन्मया तेन मत्स्थान्येतान्यतेषु नाहम्
यदपि हि रजतम् भाति शुक्तौ न रौप्ये शुक्त्यं शस्तेन भूतान्यपि मयि न वसन्तीति विश्वग्विनेता
प्राहास्मादृश्यजातम्
सकलमपि मृषैवेन्द्रजालोपमेयम् सकलमपि मृषैवेन्द्रजालोपमेयम्. So in the previous verse, which we discussed at great length, so it was mentioned the whole prapancha can be conceived as drishta srishta, which means it is a certain srishti which is happening at that moment. So this is how it was conveyed. Now this verse starts with the phrase mayadhyasashrayena pravitatam yanmaya. mayadhyasashrayena yat mayadhyasashrayena akhilam pravitatam. Now this verse, as we can see a little later, it is purely based on the statement that has been stated by Sri Krishna in his Bhagavad Gita, and that has been hinted by Bhagavad Pada in the third quarter. Yena Vishwagvineta. So this Vishwagvineta means the one who is the leader of this world. So Vishwagvineta. Now, what does he say? Earlier verse we saw the example of Shukti Rupya and so on. Once again he brings that to drive in a certain point. Mayadhyasashrayena. This word Mayadhyasa can be understood in 2-3 ways. One is Mayaya Adhyasaha. So Mayadhyasaha. So Maya chaso adhyasascha Mayadhyasaha. So Mayayaha adhyasaha, you can say Shashti Tatpurusha also. Anyway, so this word Mayadhyasashrayena. So adhyasa is a certain illusory cognition. Okay, an illusion is what is called adhyasa. So that also has slightly different connotations. So even in this Upodghata of Brahma Sutra, we have detailed discussion on adhyasa, and that is called adhyasa bhashya. So that there is a superimposition is what he is establishing there. So the superimposition is what we call as adhyasa. So superimposition itself means which is not there is imposed. Okay. Maya dhyasa, what the imposters do. Maya dhyasa shrayena. Maya dhyasa shrayena. Yat can be understood as yena heto ho. Okay. So Maya dhyasa shrayena akhilam pravitatam. So since akhilam means this entire jagat, this entire jagat is superimposed upon me. So this is the kind of statement that he is trying to make. Okay. So as the silver is superimposed upon the shell, so the previous verse had a few examples. So he is once again bringing that in order to drive this point. Mayadhyasashrayena pravitatam akhilam. Akhilam pravitatam. Pravitatam means vistirtam. Okay. So you see a variety of things. We keep on discovering a variety of things day after day. So it may be something which has to do with the new technique. It may be something which has to do with the new discovery that you are trying to make. It may be something which has to do with mere projections in your own mind about somebody. So we keep on creating many things. Mayadhyasashrayena. Here he is saying, so this entire prapancha is, we saw earlier, is because of Maya with Brahman. You understand? So this is, so Nishkaranam, so Nishkalankam, and so on and so forth. So we have this kind of a description in Shruti. So therefore we bring in this concept of Maya, which we saw elaborately earlier. So that is what is indicated here. Maya dhyasashrayena pravitatam akhilam yat yena hetoho, because of which reason he says tena matsthani yetani. So this, the idea here is Ashraya is this Brahman. You understand? So Ashraya is this Brahman, and therefore one can say Matsthani. So just take this illusion of the silver on the shell. So what is the basis for this adhyasa? Shell. So therefore you can say, where is the silver residing? It resides in the shell. Right? So where is the silver residing? What is the ashraya for silver? Okay. So you can say it is shell. So therefore, tena hetuna matsthani etani. All these things that have been projected can be described to be residing in me. Matsthani means mayi tishthanti di matsthani. Okay. So matstha, like tate tishtati ti tatastha. So mayi tishtati ti matstha. So matsthani yetani. And then he further says, aham nateshu matsthanyetanyeteteshu naham. Yeteshu aham naha means, so they reside in me, but I am not in them. So I am not in them means, so you cannot say that silver is in the shell or shell is in the silver. Strictly speaking, both statements are not correct. But for the moment, since the ashraya happens to be shell, you say silver resides in shell. But you don't say that shell resides in silver. Okay? You don't say the other way around. So that is how this statement has to be understood. Aham nateshu. Aham nateshu means he is the ashraya. So aropya is in the ashraya, but ashraya is not in the aropya. Okay? Aropya is something which is superimposed. So therefore he is saying matsthan nyeteshu naham. And there he is saying this example which we just saw, yadapi hi rajatam bhati shuktau na raupye. Yadapi hi rajatam bhati, you can understand both ways. Yadapi is, you can say yadyapi, or you can say yat rajatam bhati tadapi. Both ways you can say. Okay? So though this is seen, the other thing is not correct. Okay? So yadapi hi rajatam bhati, kutra bhati, shuktau bhati. So bhati means something which is becoming evident to you. So it becomes an object of your cognition. So this is a very, very important tenet in Advaita Vedanta, that anything that is an object of cognition cannot be described to be absolutely baseless. Even in the theoretical framework, we say pratibhasika padartha utpanna and then vinashta. So drishta srishtam in the previous verse. So drishta srishtam means at that moment you say that padartha was created, and then once the jnana goes off, the padartha is gone. Okay, there is an interesting theory which has been built. Okay, yadapi hi rajatam bhati shuktau naraupye shuktyam shaha. That is how you have to connect. Okay, so rajatam shuktau yadyapi bhati athapi raupye shuktam shaha na bhati. Okay, in the silver you don't see the shell, which means that ashraya is not in the aropya. Only aropya can be conceived to be on the ashraya. Okay. So why do we conceive? We conceive because bhati. We conceive because it is bhati. Okay, because it is evident to us. Why is it evident to us? I mean, you cannot explain it otherwise. See, you don't just get a cognition just like this. There has to be a base. So even for you to mistake Sun to be Jun, you should see Jun. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so that is what he is trying to say. So there has to be a base, that ashraya has to be there. Without that, aropya cannot exist. So that is a very, very important theoretical tenet. Okay. Shuktau naraupye shuktyam shaha. Then he says, shuktyam shastena bhutanyapi. Shuktyam shaha over. Now he says, tena bhutanyapi mayi navasanti. This is something which is a very interesting statement. Tena, for this reason, bhutanyapi mayi navasanti. So bhutani mayi navasanti. So even these bhutas, they do not reside upon me. Just now you said matsthani sarva bhuta. Okay, so you are saying bhutani mayi navasanti. Okay, so why? Iti Vishwagvineta. So the leader of the entire world. So Krishnam Mande Jagadguru. This fellow is misleading. Iti Vishwagvineta praha Asmat Drishyajatam Sakalamapi. Therefore, Sakalamapi Drishyajatam is making a very important statement. Sakalam Drishyajatam. The Sakalam, you cannot have any kind of compartment. You can always say all students come means. So all students of your class only, not all students of IIT. Understand this? All has some sankocha. Depending on the context, you have to understand that word. Though it can refer to all beings in the world. So this is a Sarvanama Shabda. That is why he is just adding this Jatam, just an additional phrase. Asmad Drishyajatam Praha Asmad Drishyajatam Sakalamapi Mrishai Vendrajalo Pameyam. This is all Mrisha. Mrisha means Asatyam. Mrisha means Asatyam. So now you have to understand the word Asatyam very carefully. Okay, there is something called truth talk. So this Asatyam, what is Satyam, what is Asatyam? So this Asatyam means, so here you have to understand it as which is absolutely impermanent. Okay, so Indrajalopameyam means, so this is an example with which you have to understand. So this has a little longer existence. So Indrajala thing means, so like things projected by a magician. So they are extremely short-lived. Okay, so they do not have a real existence. Real in the sense, there is a certain base upon which he is trying to superimpose certain things. What has existence is only the Ashraya. Okay, so it is in this sense he is trying to say this is Indrajalopameyam. So the entire thing can be visualized as an Indrajala. Indrajala means Drishta Srishta. Remember, so these two verses are connected with each other. He is only trying to impress upon by quoting a passage from Bhagavad Gita. So let us read those verses in Bhagavad Gita, so in order to have much better clarity on this. So this basically appears in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, so it starts with Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. My father used to say, so there is something called Suzuki, S-U-Z-U-K-I. So this can be called as Suzuki. Suzuki means that which will make you more enjoy. Okay, Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Okay, Suzuki. I don't know how it is called in Japanese. Anyway, so Susukham Kartum Avyayam. So in those days, having Suzuki itself was a big thing. Nowadays, Suzuki has become minuscule compared to. Anyway, now, so the next verse is Ashraddhana Purushaha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani Maya Tatamidam Sarvam Jagadavyaktamurtina. You can very easily see the similarity between Maya Tatamidam Sarvam. So this verse starts with Maya Dhyasa Shrayena Pravitatam Akhilam Yanmaya. Same words are appearing. Okay. Maya Tatamidam Sarvam Jagadavyaktamurtina Matsthani Sarva Bhutani Nachaham Teshvavasthitaha. So then he moves on and then says Nacha Matsthani Bhutani. The previous verse he says Matsthani Sarva Bhutani. The next verse he says Nacha Matsthani Bhutani. Okay. So how do you reconcile and understand? Okay. So this basically starts with a very important introduction. So Ashraddhanaha Purushaha Dharmasya Asya Parantapa Aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. What is nivartante? They return back. No? So here Bhagavad Pada comments it as Nishchayena vartante. It is a very interesting way of saying. Nishchayena vartante, where mrityu samsara vartmani. So these fellows are definitely there, where in the mrityu samsara, okay, so in the cycles of sorrows and joy, in cycle of birth and rebirth, nishchayena vartante. So nivartante and nishchayena vartante, both have to be understood. They return back. Who are the fellows? Ashraddhanaha Purushaha. Kutra ashraddhanaha? Dharmasya asya. Dharmasya asya. See here, the commentary is very interesting. Dharmasya. What is this dharmasya? Atmajnanasya dharmasya. Yasya swarupe tat phale cha nastikaha papakarinaha. So nastikaha means those who do not have shraddha and faith in this. Okay. So even as a benefit of doubt, okay, they do not want to show. So those are this nastikaha. Give a try. No. Papakarinaha. Have an open mind. No. Asuranam. So those fellows, he says, Asuranam Upanishadam Dehamatratma Darshanameva Pratipannaha. Dehamatra Atma Darshanam Pratipannaha. Okay. So they are fixed to this idea. Dehamatra Atma Darshanameva Pratipannaha Asudrupaha Papaha Purushaha Shraddhanaha. So having said that, he says, Maya tatamidam sarvam. So this Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, so this Susukham, which is Atma Vidya, so those who do not believe in this, so they are in this Mrityu Samsara Vartma. Having said, he moves on and then says, in fact, Arjuna, if you want to understand clearly, so may you listen to me carefully. Maya tatamidam sarvam stutya arjunam abhimukhi kritya. Understand? So this is the avatarika of Bhagavad Pada. He is saying Parantapa. Parantapa is a very nice phrase, okay, to address. So like Lilavati, Hekante, Mrigakshi. So these are all Ganita Kovida. So just amusing words and so creating more interest. So similarly here he says Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavasthitaha. What does Bhagavad Pada say? Avyakta murtina maya tatam. This is something which you have to understand. So when he makes this statement, Avyakta murtina maya tatam means I am available. Okay. So I am available everywhere. Maya tatam idam sarvam avyakta murtina. What is avyakta murtina? Chaitanya swarupena. Okay. So I am available in the form of consciousness everywhere. Chaitanya swarupena I am available. Okay. Jagad avyakta murtina. Or you can even say Sat swarupena I am available. The Sat will always be there. So before the pot is made, after the pot is crushed, even as the pot exists, Sat Swarupena, this will be there. Okay? So Sati etat sarvam kalpitam, you can say. Okay? So this is how we need to understand Jagad avyakta murtina matsthani. So from this viewpoint, matsthani, you can say, as an ashraya. Okay, so therefore swarupena tasmin mai avyaktamurtau sthitani matsthani sarvabhutani brahmadini stambhaparyantani. Why? So that is where a very important statement comes. Nahi niratmakam kinchit bhutam vyavaharaya avakalpate. nahi niratmakam kinchit bhutam vyavaharaya avakalpate. So whenever there is a vyavahara, whether it is vyavaharika vyavahara or pratibhasika vyavahara, any vyavahara niratmakam kinchit na bhavati. Okay, so unless there is a base. So this base, it can be conceived as conscious being, it can be conceived as chit, it can be conceived as sat. And then the sat, sometimes it is in manifest form, sometimes it is in unmanifest form. Okay? So niratmakam kinchit bhutam vyavaharaya na akalpate ataha matsthani. Therefore you can see. Okay? So the sat is in ghata, or you say, or ghata is in sat. So what will you say? Okay, let us take so let us take this example. So is the ring in the gold, or the gold is in the ring?
Golden ring.
Okay, so even if the ring shape gets lost, gold will remain. So therefore it may be sane on our part to say that this ring is superimposed upon gold. It has been given some name, given some form. So that is how we need to understand, okay, as an ashraya. But then if you strictly see, this is only for a certain period of time, even to say. So this, as the ring owes its existence to gold, so too the gold owes its existence to something else. Okay. So nacha matsthani bhutani means, so we need to understand, so these things are not sitting as if. Okay. So this is as an ashraya you can think of. Even if you take that illusion, so is Raupya really there in Shukti? Is Raupya really there in Shukti? No Raupya. So since it was seen, you may have to bring in this as the ashraya. There is nothing like real ashraya there. Because there was a cognition, in order to put that in a theoretical framework, I had to call something as ashraya. So in that sense, we need to understand nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram. So he moves on further. Okay? So this is how we need to understand. Therefore, Bhagavad Pada says, Tesham bhutanam hamevatma ityataha Teshu sthitaha mudha buddhinam avabhasate ataha bravimi nachaham Teshu bhuteshu avasthitaha murtavat samshlesha bhavena. Here he gives a beautiful example. Murtavat samshlesha bhavena akashasyapi antaratamaha hi aham. So murtavat samshlesha bhavena. So this is something which is a little technical term. So murta padartha means something which has a form. So this, you have this. Okay. So this is a murta padartha. Murta means something which has a tangible form. Akashavat samshlesha bhavena. So though you can say it is in Akasha, but it doesn't reside in Akasha in any sense. Okay, Akasha is the ashraya, you can say, but it is not real ashraya. So this you can say for this microphone. So this desk is ashraya, you can say, but Akasha is ashraya means in what sense? So you cannot understand things. So that is why he is saying samshlesha bhavena. Samshlesha means so something residing on something, some sort of a connection. So that is not there, therefore. So this is how this verse is to be understood. So let us read this verse and then to wind up the class. Mayadhyasashrayena pravitatamakhilam yanmaya tena matsthanyetanyeteteshu naham yadapi hirajatam bhati shuktau na raupye शुक्त्यं शस्तेन भूतान्यपि मयि न वसन्तीति विश्वग्विनेता प्राहास्मादृश्यजातम् सकलमपि मृषैवेन्द्रजालोकमेयम्। ॐ सर्वे सुखिनः सन्तु, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ